morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to 𝗥𝗵𝗲 show. Always great to have you. Always great to have you be here with us. Now, 80% is showing up, and you are here to learn and to grow with us. So every time we are sharing information with you, it's your chance to take hold of that and to implement as to what we're teaching. Today, I'm going to be taking up the conversation and I'm going to be talking about something different. I'm going to be talking about opening your gifts. But before I do that, I want to introduce myself. My name is 𝗥𝗵𝗲.
My name is Ria,
And
and
welcome
to
our
show.
show. Okay, amazing. As I said, I want to talk today about opening your gifts. Now, you can see here that I have this diagram. Okay, this diagram here is a very powerful diagram because it illustrates exactly as to what we are thinking in our thinking behaviors, in our actions every day. Okay, so simply put, opening your gifts. Now we are in, it's June. It's almost like 6 months into the year is over. Can you believe? Can you imagine that 6 months? We've already been in 2025. But what I want to know, importantly, is to this year, what have you discovered about yourself? So that's what the topic of conversation today is, opening your gifts. Now, opening your gifts, you have probably learned a skill. You have developed a skill that you can see here on the left side. You have developed a skill, your talents. Now, we all have been blessed with talents. If you have not discovered as to what your talents are, you need to discover your talents. Now, how? You probably say to me, well, 𝗥𝗵𝗲, it's easier to say, yes, I have talents. So it's easier for you to say, I can go and develop talents. But you know what? Yes, you can. Let me give you my story. As a child, I wanted to take dance lessons. And I did not have the opportunity growing up to take dance lessons. So very later on in my life did I discover dancing. What did I do? I took action. I did something about my talent that was God-given to me. But we all have been given talents in some form or fashion, but it's up to us to see the talents that we have, right? So we all can develop a skill, a language, or any computer applications form. That is a skill. Any skill that you are learning, that you want to learn, is up to you to take actions. Now, you see here in this diagram, I've got the C for the conscious, your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is responsible for your thinking and your logical mind, right? Your logical mind. But more importantly is here the S, your subconscious. Your subconscious, this is where information is downloaded from your conscious and it goes to your subconscious, and your subconscious is where information lives. This is your emotional, your feeling part of your mind that is responsible for what you do, responsible for the skills that you develop, that you see on the left side, the skills you develop, the talents you hone, and the gifts that you have. So as I said, my example, I wanted to take up dancing, didn't have the opportunity, but I made the opportunity available to me. And what did I do? I make it available is by taking actions. It's by utilizing that part of my mind, the subconscious, because the subconscious already knows as to what you want, the skills that you are honing into, whether it's a language. And why do some people, now this is an interesting question too. when people want to develop on a skill or develop on any kind of strengths that you have, why don't people do that? Why do people procrastinate? And people procrastinate because their conscience is stifling, is holding you back. And this is what I talked about many conversations in the shows, is your paradigm. Your paradigm is the part of your mind that is limiting you. It's your limiting beliefs. You know, for example, you want to take up a language, right? You want to learn a language. And your paradigm, so that part of your mind is saying to Alka, no, wait a minute, you're not going to learn a language. You are who? How are you going to learn? You know, how are you going to master, you know, any language? So how are you going to master, you know, French, for example? You want to, right? That's the action you are taking. You are wanting to learn that language, but your paradigm is very powerful. Your paradigm always stops us in our tracks, no matter what we are wanting to do. Is your conscious. Your conscious is sending signal to your subconscious, and because you get paralyzed, you get frozen, and your mind is now thinking, is like giving you different information. No, you can't do this. No, you won't be successful. No, you know, so every negativity that you are saying to yourself, that is what's going to happen. That is going to come to your subconscious, because your subconscious is a very powerful part of your mind. What happens? You're not successful. You don't do it. You don't accomplish. So open your gifts. I really want you to understand. Oh, and then the B. What is the B? What does that represent? That's your body. You see, from the subconscious, from the conscious to the subconscious, and to your body. All that information is tailored down, is downloaded to your body. And your body internally, because your body is the information to your mind, is the instrument. Your body is the instrument of your mind. And, you know, in the other diagrams that I mentioned, you know, you have those antennas going up. Well, those antennas pretty much, they demonstrate, they are the frequencies. Like, for example, you want to tune into the FM station, but you are listening at the AM station. And so what do you want to do? What do you have to do is your vibration. If you are at the AM station level and you want to go up to the FM level, is your thoughts have to vibrate, is you have to be one with where you want to be, right? So this diagram, illustrates very, very in a powerful way as to our thoughts. What are we thinking at a conscious level? Those negative signals that we are always saying to ourselves. And so even though we have the gifts, we want to open our gifts. At the conscious level, we are sabotaging. We are sabotaging ourselves to make that happen. And because the thoughts that are going in our mind really prevails us, and we are saying, okay, paradigm, yes, you're right. I won't be successful. Yes, you're right. I can't learn this language, or I can't, you know, develop on my talents, because we all have the talents. You know, it's not that we don't have, we all do, but at certain point in our lives, if we know we want to harness those talents and the skills, then we've got to do something about it. So essentially, in closing of this conversation, essentially, if you are taking the quantum leaps, or you want to take the quantum leap in your life, in your business, in life, what do you have to do? You have to take the actions. And how you take the actions is from your subconscious. Your subconscious is your feeling, because you want to take up a dance lesson, a dance class. Your subconscious is that feeling, the emotional part. And when you feel that yes, you know, you love this dance, you've taken the action, you've gone to that particular studio. The conscious is there to tell you, yes, you have done it. Because when you are taking the quantum leaps to your growth, you know, it is so important. When I began to discover this about myself, it was so powerful because what I learned through the growth that I was experiencing at the quantum leaps that I was taking, I thought, wow, you know, it was so important that when I realized as to what was happening, when I was taking the quantum leap, it was the self-discovery that I learned about myself. I discovered, and it was during the period of transformation that I began to have, that I realized that the subconscious is where we all need to be in order to open our gifts. So I'm just going to stop it right there because I know this is such a, you know, when it comes to your mind is a very complex tool, and your mind, you know, really, you know, there are two sides of your mind. One side of your mind, when it pertains to anything, you know, your talents, your gifts, your skills, your one side of your mind is there to tell you, yes, you have to take that quantum leap. Yes, it believes in you. Yes, you know, you have to go for it. The other side of your mind, however, is there to tell, which is your paradigm. And that part of your mind, you know, is there to like, it's like an ego that just gets in the way and then just stops you on your track. The moment you know you're going for that particular thing, you know, your paradigm just stops you in your track, and then you freeze, and then you don't do anything about it. So there are two sides of our mind, of our brain, that either sabotages you for your growth, for your quantum leap in life. And then the other part of your mind is that it tells you, it helps you, it propels you to keep on moving forward and taking those quantum leaps, right? So my exercise, my question for you today, my challenge for you today is I want you to see in what part of in your day, or what you are, you know, you want to accomplish, whether it's the skills that you want developing, the talents that you know you have, but you're wondering, I have this talent, but you know, I really want to go for it. And so what I encourage you to do, I want you to write down as to what are your skills, what are your talents, write it down. And then when you discover that about you, the self-discovery process, you are going to be astonished. You're going to be astonished, like I was, to see as to why, you know, it is so powerful when you begin to do that self-discovery about your talents, about your gifts, but only through the process of the quantum leap that you are taking and in the moments of transformation. So I hope that, you know, this conversation, I'm going to stop it right there because it is deep. Ria, any
Yeah,
thoughts?
thank you. Yes. So you talked about opening the gifts and sabotaging the paradigms. If somebody sabotages their gifts, what can they do to undo what they've done?
That's a great question. If you sabotage on your gifts, or you sabotage on your success in general, if you sabotage, what you can do is you need to go back. You need to track as to where was in that moment that you are trying to achieve that success. Where is it in that moment that you have found that why can I not succeed? What happened in that moment? So self-discovery, self-realization is the key. So anytime you feel that you are sabotaging in one area of your life, because in one area does compound to other areas, so anytime that you find you are sabotaging, this is the trick. This is the trick is your mind, because your mind is going to play tricks on you. Your mind is there to hold you back, right? Your mind is there, your paradigm is there. Your paradigm is there to hold you back. So when you sabotage and you listen to that voice, the paradigm that's knocking you out of the park, you want to go back, self-realize, self-discover in those moments what happened. Because this is a powerful thing, and your brain is powerful. So when you can measure and you can backtrack what happened in that moment, then you are going to realize, this is that transformation that I talk about. Then you will realize that, oh my gosh, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I sabotaging? Why did I sabotage when I was going for that goal in mind? And when you can do this, this is where the power will lie in you. This is where the power will lie, and this is what you need to do. You always want to backtrack and reflect on what happened. Because if we don't measure, we don't have a metric as to what is happening in those moments of what we want to achieve, our talents, our skills. If we don't measure what happened in those moments, then you are never going to know. Then you will always keep on sabotaging in every areas, right? You will always keep on sabotaging, but unless you have a particular, strategy that you are doing. And so the strategy is you want to backtrack, you want to self-reflect on what you are doing, because only then can you take the quantum leaps, and then only then can you improve your life.
So thank you for that. So it sounds like backtracking, self-reflecting as to where you failed or where you went wrong so that you can correct and move forward. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for that great question, my amazing co-host. So anyway, we have come to the end of another, 𝗥𝗵𝗲 show, but thank you always for tuning in, and always we enjoy your company, and we will see you the same time come tomorrow. In the meantime, make the rest of the day the best of your day and implement on the challenge that I set for you today. We will see you at the same time tomorrow morning. In the meantime, we will sign off and have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.